Okay, welcome to another fantastic Lightning Strikes Twice, the short version of our longer lightning rounds where we have one topic apiece and 5 minutes to discuss, and the other doesn't know what the other's going to bring up. And Casey is first, so take it away, man.
All right. Well, this is a philosophical slash technological question, I guess.
Mhm.
But as we get further into the future, where will all the data go? Like,
What do you
is data
mean?
hoarding going to become like a huge problem?
Oh, oh man. Well, boy, I guess maybe clarify slightly what you mean by
Well,
that.
okay, so like remember back in the day when you would take pictures with your camera and get the film developed and then you'd keep them
Yeah.
for memories and stuff. And now in our age, like those photos are like 500 pounds, like there's
Hmm.
a shit ton of them. And like that's clearly like a space problem. But I mean, we kind of already see the same thing happen with phones, right? Like as the quality gets better, the file size gets bigger. So the hard drive sizes have to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Hmm.
And I'm wondering, like, is our data collection going to outpace our ability to
To
contain it?
to store it.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Probably. Um, Man, that's ooh. Well, and also there's not only that, but organization. Like
hmm
you can lose track of digital stuff. I mean, I do all the time. I have to like dig through my files and stuff to find something, and I'm like, where was that thing? I know I made that thing like
Right.
2014 or whatever. It's like, where the hell is that? And that's a problem too, is like just figuring out where things are. Plus, a lot of stuff is stored on the cloud, which of course is just someone else's server on the internet. And
Yep.
so it's like, is that stuff going to go away? Like, what if a company goes out of business and stuff? Now you lose all those files. Like,
Exactly. Like that's a huge problem. And yeah, like you were saying with organization, that's a ongoing struggle. And I feel like the more organized a person you are, the least organized your digital files are.
mm-hmm.
Because you're like, okay, I'm gonna create like five subfolders in here. So this is exactly where I will know to go to look for it next time. And
Yeah.
then next time you create like a whole other folder for it, like in the root and put
Mhm.
some things here and some things there. And then you're like, ah, fuck. Yeah.
I know it's really hard. And
Yeah.
like, I mean, because like even if you store it locally, there's a file size limit or like a limit of how many files and data and stuff. So that's a huge problem. And I find I'm always backing things up and like now it's like I've got to sort through the backups and like, oh, wait
Yeah.
a minute, where did I put that? And I honestly don't trust online stuff like Google Drive and all that shit. I don't
Right.
trust that.
Right.
Like, plus there's like personal things, and maybe I don't want somebody to have access to that because they obviously do. So it's like, yeah,
Well, I
it,
have like a home cloud that I've had for like 10 years now.
mm-hmm,
It was always kind of clunky.
mm-hmm,
It gives me various problems. But then I wanted to let my wife back up some of her stuff from her phone.
mm-hmm,
And this is all, by the way, what gave me the idea for this topic. Um, while I was trying to like clear up a little space on that like home cloud system, it was a Western Digital My Cloud.
okay.
Um, I went to delete a folder I wasn't using anymore, and I don't know if it like did a last minute like jump and moved
Mm-hmm.
because I accidentally deleted my folder
Oh
with
shit.
like everything, all my
Oh,
music and my books and stuff like that, and which
um,
luckily I never removed from my current computer. So since
oh
the
yeah.
computer didn't crash, but the backup is now gone,
Jesus.
everything's technically okay, but I was so annoyed by that that I just went and bought like a regular standard external
Mm-hmm.
SSD drive that can work directly with a phone. You don't have to fuck around with the cloud or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Well, and
good
there's
old
there's
fashioned plug and play, you know?
yeah, exactly. There's also like the issue of just the internet in general. I mean, we have the internet archive, but it doesn't archive everything, you know? So
Yeah.
it's like stuff disappears. Remember the old True Fangs forum? You know, like that's gone forever.
Dang.
I mean, the old, when we, what was it, Angel Fire, uh,
Hmm.
Altair page that we had, like that's gone, you know?
Is it?
Yeah. The
Oh,
Angel
I thought
Fire
that
shut
one was still
down.
there.
Angel Fire
Huh.
shut down and they restarted, but like they didn't bring back all the old stuff.
Oh God.
So
It's like what MySpace did.
MySpace, yep, I know. That
I
really
was so
sucked.
pissed about that.
Yeah, I know. Well, and
I
that's
logged in one day back in like 2008, 2009, and I was like, I might as well get some stuff off of here if I'm on Facebook all the time. Everything was gone.
everything, yep. Well, and Facebook too. Like a lot of people store all their stuff on Facebook, but then sometimes you get locked out of your account. That happens quite often. And
Yeah.
now you're screwed, you know? Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So it's a huge problem. I mean, yeah, physical media has its share of problems. Like if there's a fire or a flood or whatever, then you lose your physical stuff. But at least you can kind of control that. You know,
Hmm.
it's within your domain. Whereas when it's on a server somewhere, it's up to the whims of somebody else, which is
Yeah.
like shit. I don't
Well,
know,
and
man.
our website for this show up and disappeared, you know.
Yeah, I know. It's
That's what you get when you host in Panama, I guess.
I guess, yeah. I don't know, man. That's just jeez. But that's a
Reach
huge I
down between
oh.
my legs, ease the seat back.
Well, that was time. So, all right. Well,
Panama.
so mine is sort of tomfoolery, I suppose, but it's connected to like the future, I guess. So, you
The
know, the
future.
future. Well, so I was just thinking like how it's like back in the day, 2025 would have seemed like futuristic, right? What we would expect it to be, like flying cars and all this shit. But if you think about it, 2025 is a lot like 1985. It's not really that different, is it?
Not really. Yeah, like most of the changes I feel like have been sociological, environmental, things like that.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, there is some tech that
yeah, I mean,
changes,
like
obviously.
we see a lot of like this is one thing I've noticed lately. I've been seeing a lot of cool articles about like scientists have done this and that, but
Mm-hmm.
then you will never hear about it again. Like
Yeah.
either it never makes it out of the trials or it gets brushed under the rug because it's not good for the status quo of the economy,
Mm-hmm.
um, even if
Well,
it would be good for
I,
mankind.
I mean,
Um,
if you think about it, like I'm just thinking, like if you know took somebody from 1985 and brought them to 2025, they'd look around and it would be kind of like, well, yeah, it kind of looks like 1985, doesn't it? You know, like there's
yeah,
cars are a little bit different, and like some of the tech obviously is different, but like nobody would have expected cell phones the way they are and that kind of thing, and computers and that. But it's like if you just look around, it doesn't look that different. It doesn't look futuristic.
yeah, yeah. I mean that's aesthetic stuff, I suppose, but
Well, because think
like
about
you
no,
mentioned with cell
my
phones, like the tech definitely would seem like magic. I think.
it would, yeah, but it's kind of expected, I guess, evolution. But like,
Mhm.
think about like in 1985 when they made Back to the Future 2. I think it was 85. Yeah, it was 85, and they had what 2015 would look like, and
Right.
it's like it looks nothing at all like that.
The hoverboards and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, and like all the holographic screens and stuff, like it it's like, yeah, you look around and it's like, yeah, pretty much seems just the same, really, you
Yeah.
know, not that different. And it's like the future predictions, like the house of the future. Remember that, like in the 60s and 50s, how they had that stuff. And it's
Yeah.
like it's nothing at all like that. Houses of the future are basically like houses of the past for the most part.
Yeah. I mean, like even okay, so fashion is something that just is always evolving, I think. So
Yeah.
in that respect, I would say that there's kind of a visible difference.
Well,
Um,
honestly, if I think about it, if I think back to 1985, the fashion looked more futuristic then than it does now.
right.
you know?
Because I mean, back then the future was something that was cool. And
Yeah.
now we're all like, oh, remember how great it used to be? Like the
Yeah.
future looks like shit now. And
Exactly. Oh
yeah,
man.
it's not always cracked up to be.
No, it's true. And I think now we can like look at the evolution of things and realize that it changes in different ways than what we
Hmm.
expect it to, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
And there's
like,
a lot, that's the thing. It's like there's a lot of things that you would expect to have changed that never change. And then there's stuff that you would never expect that does change. You
yeah,
know?
it's kind of like the good old days sort of thing, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, it really just depends on your perspective, I guess, and
Mhm.
kind of relative to what you're comparing it to. But, you know, for the most part, like things were a lot nicer back then, you know, like,
Well, and yeah, and I think that it was simpler too.
hmm
And I think that's what people think back and reminisce about is like, man, they were simpler times.
yeah, no
Like,
cell phones, well, like non-ubiquitous cell
yeah,
phones and internet, you know, like they were just
exactly.
kind of budding in the tech realm and
Well, and
yeah.
yeah, I mean, it was like the level of noise wasn't so intense,
Hmm.
and I think, yeah, it.
That's a big problem for some people too. Like
Mm-hmm,
even to some degree, me,
mm-hmm,
I'm starting to notice that I get anxiety in loud situations and I didn't used to.
yeah,
And maybe it's just because things didn't used to be that loud.
yeah, that could be. Well,
Or
and I
maybe
also
I'm just
mean
getting
just
old. I don't
I
know.
just mean like in general, like the level of noise when it comes to information, like
Yeah,
so
yeah.
much information, you know,
Oh, yeah.
and
Digital
that,
noise. Yeah.
yeah, it's I don't know, but yeah, I think in another 20, 30 years, it's basically going to look kind of the
Right.
same.
Well, now it seems like everyone has ADD, but yeah, it's just too much to pay attention to. Like humans
Mhm.
can't pay attention to that much
Yeah,
at
that's
once, you know,
true.
it's not possible.
No, I know. Oh, well, that's time. Oh, those are pretty good topics there. And
Yeah.
it's funny how like we're kind of connected as usual. That's
That is
hilarious.
not scripted.
Nope. Weird. Well, I don't know. Share your comments down there in the comments section, and we do this basically every week. So stick around. There's another one coming up next week, and there's a bunch in the past.
Oh,
So
and you
check
may
it
have noticed my background. The
out.
album is now available for pre-sale. So
Awesome.
check that out.
Get it.
Get it.
Get
Do
it
it.
while you can. All
Do
right, everybody.
it.
Take it easy, everybody.